Hey, this is Reviews and Other Stuff, and today I'll be reviewing the new film Emily the Criminal. It stars Aubrey Plaza and Theo Rossi, with Plaza also serving as producer. As always, my review will be illustrated and the artwork is done by myself. The film is directed and written by John Patton Ford in his big feature directorial debut. Now, this is a non spoiler review, so everything I discuss will have been shown in the trailer. Absolutely no spoilers. I'll tell you briefly about the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, final thoughts, and if this is worth checking out at your local theater. As seen in the trailer, Emily, played by Aubrey Plaza, has a large student debt outstanding, and I mean a lot. It's not like $5,000, and the exact amount that she owes, many people don't even make that on their annual salary. She's a working girl, doing a catering job, doing what she needs to do to get by and make ends meet, but it just doesn't pay enough to cover living expenses while paying down a substantial amount of her school loan where she feels financially comfortable. It's probably a minimum wage paying job and hourly, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just not enough. She does try on many occasions to improve her situation, but encounters a lot of hurdles along the way because she has a bit of a history with the law, and this prevents her from landing a better job. As you know, many employers do background checks, so her criminal record is going to come up. Now, I won't give away the exact reason, but she does reveal it in the film. So, one day her coworker asks for help to cover his shift on a day where she happens to be off from work because he has something else to do. He also tells her to take down a number which can help her make some quick cash, and she's hesitant at first, but decides to call them. And this begins her initiation into the dark, seedy world of credit card fraud, among other things. Now, everything is very elusive when she does her first assignment. However, she quickly learns the more elaborate and complex the task is, the more her pay is. But the higher the pay equals higher danger. Along the way, she ends up befriending Theo Rossi, who manages this whole elaborate seedy scheme along with other people. He's just one of many. And as seen in the trailer, their work relationship soon turns romantic, and he teaches her how to run this scheme independently so she can make as much as she can to pay off her school loan. Now, let me get to my pros and cons of the film because there's a lot of good stuff here. So, my first pro are the performances in this film. Aubrey Plaza, who I think is primarily known for doing comedic work early on in her career, really shines in this film. She really shocked and surprised me at how amazing her performance was in this film. I haven't seen everything she's in, but I've seen a few of her films. And she's excellent here because she's in a horrible situation, but her character motivation is very relatable. I mean, who wants to owe tons of money for a BS school loan, right? So, what does one do in this situation? People have a 12-month window after graduating to start making payments on their loan, and you can ask for a loan extension, but the interest will keep piling up. And yeah, school loan interest, depending on who you borrowed the money from, is a small percentage interest wise, like 2 to 3%. But when the loan itself is thousands of dollars, the interest racks up large amounts month after month. It isn't $5 of interest every month. So she's in a horrible situation and she pulls you in with her performance. The film is really gritty and she does an amazing job where you can really sense the agony she's in. You sense her desperation, and it comes through on screen. There is weight to what she's doing, and there are real stakes involved. Everything hinges on her performance, as she carries the whole film on her shoulders. Also, I like her character has integrity and stands up for herself, despite the fact she is doing horrible things. I think the audience will really understand where she's coming from. And not to give anything away, but when she goes on job interviews, there's really interesting things and comical things that happen, which I really enjoyed. And I'm talking about Juicy with a capital J. And I secretly wish I could do some of those things on my job interviews. Okay. Okay. Now, Theo Rossi plays Youssef, who is one of several masterminds behind this whole scheme, and he's excellent here as well. He isn't given as much to do as Emily, but his performance here is excellent, and I think they did certain things to jazz him up and make him look Middle Eastern, and I thought it was effective. I also think the two leads have pretty decent chemistry together, given the film's runtime, the plot, and still trying to throw a romance in there as well. Second, the director does a great job here of creating tension and suspense. The whole situation is uncomfortable, and the audience will be uncomfortable as well watching this because it's just well directed. The tension and suspense really leaps off screen, and you can feel something is brewing in the background, just waiting to explode. He does a great job of crafting a very specific mood and vibe in this film that fits well with the plot. It's the pins and needles kind of energy just slowly building up. On a side note, this film actually reminded me of someone I've known for years, and she owes over $200,000 in school loans, and she keeps landing these rut jobs, making $30,000 a year, which is about $800 after taxes every 2 weeks. And on top of that, she keeps getting fired from all her jobs. Like, who can survive on that and still pay $200,000 in school loans with an $800 paycheck every 2 weeks? Okay, okay. Now, I don't have any cons about this film, so this brings me to my final thoughts. This film gets a solid 8 out of 10 from me. It is definitely worth checking out at your local theater before it becomes unavailable. Even Where the Crawdads Sing is already unavailable at my local theater, and that just recently came out. Now, this film is well directed, well acted, and it leaves you on the edge of your seat guessing in anticipation. I was very surprised by the ending. With everything going on and Emily getting deeper and deeper into all this nefarious activity, I was sitting there wondering like how she would even get herself out of this. The ending really did shock me. Not to spoil anything, but something does happen to the two main characters at one point in this film, and it was unexpected. I was hoping it wouldn't go in that direction. Also, I guess in many ways, this film is almost like a heist film in disguise, but you wouldn't know it at first given there isn't an elaborate roadmap all laid out by the main characters. Plus, I love good heist films, one of my favorite genres when it's well done. Also, this film is just an excellent character study on survival and what does one do in horrible situations where they're trying to lift themselves up, yet subjected to rules the world made that they must abide by. Um, Plus, any fans of Gina Gershon, she's in this film as well, and it was a delight to see her on screen. She was excellent in her small role, as always. So support your local theater and smaller films, send them some love, and check this movie out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, if you like, please subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button as well. Feel free to share this with your friends. I try to make a video once a week if I can. Thanks so much, and thanks for checking out my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and leave your comments below on whether you like the film or not. And I hope the pictures put a smile on your face.